are going to get started. So what we're going to be doing today is two different things. We're going to start with an intuitive practice to get you flexing that muscle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get started, any questions from anything or anything you want to share that went on this week? How's everybody doing?
Good.
Yeah. All
Mhm.
right.
Yep. Just
Okay.
busy. I've already been in 3 out of the houses and everything's freezing. Yes.
Yeah. Hmm.
We had water lines freezing.
Yeah. That's always fun. Hmm.
Hair dryer works every time.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. How
And you
about
know
you,
what?
Deb? How you doing?
Oh, my neck is sore because yesterday when I was texting you, I had just finished taking a fall. I tripped over the dog in the
Ooh.
hallway at speed and just boom, went down really hard. And that happened as I was just puttering around getting ready to call 911 to send my mom to the hospital, which didn't
Oh.
happen. And so maybe that now that's happening. My husband's here and maybe he can facilitate that, but it's just she's had a lot of swelling and it's been causing a lot of concern and pain for her, but yet she's been dragging her feet. And so I'm caregiving and doing all these crazy things in the midst of really working hard to stay focused on my business. And
Hmm.
sometimes I gotta tell you, it's pretty gosh darn hard
Mm-hmm.
to stay
Of course.
focused
Hmm.
and to stay calm. So, you know what? My question is now that you've let me, thank you for being so gracious, share that. Can you please advise me how to call in my angels to support me and how to call in the help? Because I feel like I don't know how to talk to spirit and ask for help. So
Okay.
that is my question today.
Okay. So that's a really good question. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is there's no right or wrong way.
Okay.
Just talk. Just talk. And it's a thought to thought connection. You don't have to speak out loud. You don't have to say any particular prayer. You don't have to do anything. What I would suggest is you just start with a deep breath because that will just center you a little bit and say what you need, especially with angels. Saying what you need is a big part of it. Okay. Because the belief behind the angelic realm is that they're there to provide any help we need, but they do not act unless we ask.
I remember you
Mm-hmm.
saying that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have to remember to ask, whereas your loved ones in spirit, you don't necessarily have to ask, right? They know what's going on. Um, and your guides, you don't have to ask, they know what's going on. But you can still ask because just in the asking, it can make you feel empowered and like you're doing something to help whatever that situation is that you're asking about. So this is a perfect day for us to actually do some manifesting because of the way that we're going to do it. All right. So I'm glad you asked that question. And Deb, there may be a specific angel or archangel that you feel more like you want to speak to or more drawn to. Um, the archangels each have like their specific thing that they're supposed to be helping us with, but you don't have to do it that way, So, like, for instance, Archangel Raphael is all about healing.
Yes.
If somebody is sick or emotional healing, you need help in that way. But my friend who's an angel reader, she's like, he's the guy who keeps me safe when I drive. Every time I get in the car, I ask, she uses Archangel Raphael for the way she feels called to use him. So really, let me just see if I have it handy. I have a great book on the angels and masters. Here we are. That tells you about each one and what they're supposed to help us with. I will put this
Oh,
link the link to this book in our email tomorrow,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
And it also has an index in the back of,
I love that book. I
Divinity.
used to have it.
Oh, it's a
But
great
But I
book.
lost it.
Oh gosh, so like if, let's just say, you have a question on career, you can look in the index based on career and see which angel or master to work with around those different things. Like, so you can search by your need, you can search by them, and then there's each chapters on each one of them, okay? It's by Doreen Virtue, who, are you guys familiar with Doreen
Yeah.
Virtue?
Yes,
I have
yes.
some Doreen Virtue cards.
Yeah,
Mhm.
which you can't really get anymore because she went all holy Jesus on everybody and
Oh,
now
great.
Yeah.
is like against everything that she was
Are
doing.
you serious? I didn't know she
Mhm.
did that. Oh, great.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. So it's very hard to get her stuff. So I think I bought this used, but you can buy used stuff on
Nice.
Amazon. Yeah, her decks are
Mhm.
beautiful, but they're
And the
very expensive now and hard to
Oops.
get. Yeah,
Kyle Gray.
Mhm.
Kyle Gray's
I-
great for working
I
with
like
the
those.
angels. He's another angel teacher. So yeah, I will put this. This is really
Archangels and
interesting.
Ascended. Archangels and Ascended.
And Ascended Masters.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll send it out, okay?
Yeah.
Um,
Another person who's good with angels, I think it's Sterling Valentine. Is that his name?
yeah,
Sterling? Yeah.
oh my God, I took a thing with him.
Yeah.
Forgetting the first, I don't think, is that his first name?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's Valentine's his last name. That's for sure, I think.
Yeah,
I
they
got
all have card decks. There's some
Yeah.
really beautiful angel card decks. Let me see if I have one handy.
Oh, wait a
kind of
second.
I'm
This
kind of
is
an
a
animal
really
person.
beautiful
Okay, so
one.
now we're in the show and tell, Lindsay.
We're
They're
in show and
beautiful.
tell, but like these are the fun things when you're talking about spirituality, you like to have your things. This is a really nice card deck, the Guardian Angel deck. The reason I like it, I'll show you. Want me to pick up, maybe I'll pick a card today. Let's do that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, this
Like
this is
the graphics are really pretty. You can get a lot of information just from looking at the pictures and not even looking ever at the book.
it's
Oh,
Radley
wow.
Radley
Valentine.
Valentine, that's him.
Right. I got his
Yeah.
cards. Yeah.
Yeah. He has some nice decks. He's actually a
Yeah.
sweet man. I took a whole thing with him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he
You
just
guys
does
are so funny. I don't have a single thing like that.
all right, you don't have a single thing.
These
Just
are the only
wait,
other
Lindsay,
ones
to
I
the
have.
next time you pass the village silversmiths, you're gonna go inside.
That's funny.
You will,
Um,
and then you won't
yeah.
be able to leave without a crystal in your hand.
I do have a friend who
Yes.
texts me my card occasionally
Oh,
of my card of the day. She just picks one and
Yeah.
sends it to me. Yeah. But that's
it's so
recent. It's
funny
very,
because
very
Spirit
recent.
told me pick a card today, and I was like, well, we got too much to do, but here I am.
We have
Angel-
all the time in the world, remember?
We have too much to do, too much to learn, and we got the angel of wisdom.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what's really beautiful about this card is you can see she's reading a book and she's got the angel of wisdom over her. It's hard to see on my camera because the reflection of the light. But do you see how she's all lit up right in her heart chakra center here?
Yes.
It's really implying like, yes, you have this wisdom from your guides and your angels, but also from within you. Which
Mm-hmm.
is really why you're all here, right? Is really connecting to that deeper, all-knowing part of yourself. So I like this card for all of you today. So,
We are the angels of wisdom.
everybody has divine wisdom
Yeah.
meant for you specifically and also meant to share with the world. And as you connect more and more with that, you'll be able to recognize a shift within yourself when you're not really speaking from your own mind. And it's a very uplifting thing to feel. That's why I want to begin with an intuitive practice today to get you connected that way. And what I want to start with, because you're all entrepreneurs, and one of the things you want is some guidance for your work. And a lot of times when we're looking for guidance, we are asking a yes and no question. You know, should I do this? Should I work with this person? Lindsay, should I keep the house? Should I sell the house? Right? Like we're asking like lots of yes and no questions. So I'm going to help you today with an exercise to start to identify your yes and no, how you receive it. Okay. And then I want you to keep practicing it because practice makes perfect. Okay. All right. And then who can be my memory for me? But before we leave today, I want to talk about the retreat a little bit with Lindsay here too.
I'll remind you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, okay. I want to wait for Michelle to be here, you know? Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Since it's just a small group, I think what we'll do is we're gonna do it all together and just stay as a group, and I'm not gonna send you into a little breakout room, all right? So, we're gonna practice 3 times, once for each one of you. All right. One of you will be the person having the practice and the experience and connecting to your yes and no. One of you will be a leader and the other one's going to observe. And then we're just going to keep switching. So the leader, all you need to do is very slowly state 3 statements that are very obviously true or false. And then the person that's practicing is going to connect to the yes or no, like the true or false is yes or no. So for instance, a statement like the grass is purple. I don't know of purple grass, right? So it's like something that's very obvious, not something that the recipient is trying to figure out the yes or no to. Make sense? And just take a pause in between. Someone have a question? I'm sorry. I thought I heard something. Okay. You know what? I'm going to rethink this. We're going to all do this together. I'm going to lead the questions so that you can have a little bit extra practice instead of dividing it up. And I'm just going to observe you. Okay. So for this exercise, I'm going to allow you to close your eyes because I want you to be able to really concentrate. And I want you to pay attention to all those clairs we talked about. Visual, emotional, or physical feeling, and knowing, which is like a thought dropping in. Those 3 main clairs. Pay most attention to those. Okay? Have your attention be scanning your body for that physical sensation. We're going to try to keep our minds a little bit clear and focused to allow for the thought to drop in. And then your visual will just be like when you imagine something. Okay? So let's all begin. Just get nice and comfortable and take a really deep, sacred breath. And every time you want to connect to deeper information, especially for yourself and your work, always start with a cleansing breath. The breath is your bridge to your soul, moving you away from your mind. Now I'm just going to make a statement, and I just want you to pay attention to what you receive. A cat barks. Water makes you thirsty. The sun provides warmth. The sky is underneath your feet. A tree can fall. You are intuitive. Christmas is in the month of May. All right, and just take another nice breath. If there's anything you noticed you received that you want to write down, please feel free to do that. Anyone feel like they could identify a distinction between a yes and no?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right, all three of you. That's excellent. So tell me what you received, Julie. How was it coming through for you?
Well, all the no's were like kind of like a very flat, no feeling. It's like nothing. It was like nothing was happening. And the yeses were, I felt like a knowing or like a sometimes even like a tingling.
Mhm.
And when you said the sky was at the
You
sky
started
was
to
at
laugh a
your
little.
feet, yeah, I was laughing because this was like almost like my spirit guides were laughing at it.
Where did you feel the tingling? Was it more of like an emotional tingling, physical in your body?
Yeah, kind of like I guess like my legs and my feet were tingling. I mean, it
Okay.
was yeah. And it was just a funny, like when it was just funny. It was,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I just want you to remember, like, that's how things were coming through for you.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How about you, Deb?
I noticed something really eye-opening. Everything that was true, it was so calm to be in it.
Mm,
It was the knowing and the truth of it was with ease that it sat in my body. Like I felt calm. Anything that was not true, there was like a battle going on suddenly. Oh
mm,
no, that's not true. Blah, blah, blah. Like it got
mm,
really active in here. It got
mhm,
busy. So it was
mhm,
like the difference between peace and frenetic energy, like busy, like everything's working to try and make sense of the thing.
mhm.
That was wow to me. I didn't
Yeah.
ever notice that.
Yeah. So lots of clear sentience between the two of you and
Mhm.
some clear cognizance. How about you, Lindsay?
I saw traffic light. It was like green light, red light, and the reds like had a nose had sort of like a quick weight to it. Like I
Mm,
felt like a quick weight just like of the whole body, and then
mm,
the yeses were kind of like standing with your face in the sun.
mhm. Okay.
And but just the light, yeah, there's just boom, traffic light, click, and it's very cartoony. I have like a constant cartoon going on in here.
Mhm, mhm. Love it. So like a lot of clairvoyance, but again with the clairsentience coming through too with that feeling, the light or the,
Hmm.
you know, um, that's great. So this is your beginning. And I mean, what can you use your yes and no for? I want you to keep practicing it. Okay. This is an easy thing to do with someone else, or you can just have them give you prompts that are so simple, right? Um, but you can also just sit quietly and ask spirit, show me my yes, show me my no, and go back and forth and just play with your guides a little bit on your yes and your no. Okay. You don't even need any help with it. And just be writing down how you're receiving that and what it is like. Now, will it always be the same as it was today? No, because like the depth of information and how you're working is going to just get stronger and stronger. But this is a great starting point. You can use this when you're talking to a client, and you're like, should I ask them this question? When you're having like as a coaching session, you're thinking about what you're going to ask. You can ask for the yes or no, right? When you're making a decision, when you're deciding whether or not you're going to work with someone, you want to sign up for something, you know, and just start playing with it. All right. So this was a really simple exercise. If we have time after manifesting, we'll do another exercise with Michelle here so she can have a little taste of some intuitive work today. Okay. Um, so yes or no questions are probably the most common type of question anyone will ever ask if you start to do readings with people. They'll be like something about their health, something about their finances, and love, right? The love question is always, am I going to find love or should I be with this person? And I always I reframe the questions into not a yes or no. But people will ask you yes or no questions. And if you get really good at your yes and no, you know, yeah. Okay. All right. So let's move on. If there are any questions about any of that or anything else anybody wants to share.
I feel like this is very similar to something that I do or that I've
Mhm.
started doing, which is I've been really trying hard to not let the mean girl
Mm,
go do her thing anymore.
mhm,
And just like that's voice in your head, that's the critic, right? That criticizes, and that is causing you to see negative stuff when really you don't have to. And so I just asked for a sign that that's taking this thought right now. And I got a joker, a card of a joker, a picture
Mhm.
of a joker in my mind. So like anytime that you're just chatting or telling a story and all of a sudden you're like getting a little cranky or something's happening, just joker. It just like flips
Mhm.
up into my mind and I'm like, oh. So this
Mhm.
is really fun that this is what we're doing stuff. I also, Deb, when you were talking about life kind of like eating your face off and trying to do all the stuff you're trying to do, I also ask for a sign when I need like a minute away, which for me is waving the white flag. I see a little white flag on a little tiny stick, just go boop, 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 boop. And that means like, you know what? Mommy needs a break.
Time
Mommy's
out.
mommy's
Time
going
out.
for a walk.
Yeah.
And that's been really helpful. So,
Mhm.
I love that.
So Lindsay, the Joker, when we start doing actual like readings, you can ask your guides to use that to let you know when your mind is coming in.
mm-hmm,
One of the hardest things and the biggest things you have to work on is the discernment between the soul information and the mind.
mm,
But that if that's already happening for you, and you also may end up being someone that uses a lot of symbology in your mediumship. Okay. And there are people that are like, this is the symbol, this is what it means. No, you have your own symbology. All right. So
yeah.
even just in your journal, writing down these couple things, the traffic light, the joker, the flag, because these might come in when you're connecting to the spirit world and giving a reading, and you're gonna suddenly get, the joker, and it's gonna be telling you something about like, oh my gosh, they can never turn their mind off. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Spirit will use symbology to give you information to talk about. All right.
Mm,
So
cool.
keeping this really like maybe even in a separate space in your journal would be great for you, Lindsay, because it's like already happening. Okay. And some mediums really use symbology a lot. I am not one of them because I tried to control it too much. I'll tell you my story of my symbology, which is the most ridiculous story in the entire world. And now I just talk to spirit. I just have a communication. But lots of mediums use symbology and they find it like a fast way to get information, you know? Okay. So it's happening naturally, which is the best way for it to evolve in your mediumship. Okay. So keep a log, write it down, draw a picture of it. Yeah. Okay. All right. And that goes for the two of you as well, if you start noticing things like that. Okay. And what that symbol means for you, because it's just communication. There are books. I bought an encyclopedia of symbols. Trust me. It's just going to mess with your head. Just use it wrong. All right. Trying to memorize someone else's symbols. It's just your guides working with you. All right. So when you're going to give a reading, your guides are already there. They were part of setting up that reading. So they've already like talked to that spirit person. They're like, okay, if you want to explain this to Lindsay, use this symbol. Give her a joker. If you want to use this, give this symbol. And it's all orchestrated to help us with the reading. Okay. Yeah. Great clairvoyance. Love it. All right. Anything else? Okay. So let's move over to manifesting, which all of you need. We all need it all the time, right? And each one of you are needing it for different reasons related to your business. But whatever we do related to your business, you can do for your own personal life too, right? One does not exclude the other. All these techniques, everything is for you. Okay. So the belief behind manifesting is that inside of you is part of the creator of all. You could call it God. You could call it universal consciousness. You can call it the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. But that you are part of this creator. And the reason manifesting can work is because you're using that part of yourself to create what you're wanting for yourself. And you're communicating that out from your droplet of the creator to all of it, the universal consciousness. So the first thing you have to really just understand for yourself is, what does it mean to be part of consciousness? And here's Michelle, perfect timing. Anyone have any thoughts about really, what does it mean to be part of consciousness? Like, what does that mean to you?
Like a continuum, like the
Mhm.
energy is a continuum, and I'm like a molecule part of that energetic continuum.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what's possible in that energy, Deb? Michelle, we just bridged over to manifesting, so perfect timing. We're just talking about, what does consciousness mean to you? Mm-hmm.
All the pictures and visions that we've ever had. Like if we have a goal, plan, vision of our business, for example, to use that.
Mm-hmm.
If we're already envisioning ourselves in that space, then it's possible because it's already in that continuum. It's
Mm-hmm.
already out there and created, kind of like what Jana talks
Mm-hmm.
about in our other group.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anybody else have any thoughts about consciousness?
Been listening a lot about it lately.
Yeah.
This is like everything is getting more spiritual. Like Joe Rogan had a guy on there talk about consciousness, and I never thought my boyfriend would even hear a discussion on this stuff until Joe Rogan was playing it, and we were driving to Vermont, 3-hour drive, listening
Mm-hmm.
to it. So it's like all that is like everything. And the more every little experience that we have adds to it. And that's why we're here, to like add our life experience and perspective to consciousness that we are already a part of, and that we've developed our logical side way overdeveloped versus our intuitive side. And so I think we're all just sort of feeling out how to bring that back in, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Basics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like 10 years ago, everybody was reading about these vampire movies and books, right? The Twilight, like they had all these special powers. They could read minds. That's all they want to do, is just believe that we have these special things too. We don't have to be vampires, but
Yeah. Right. Right. And this concept of being separated from consciousness is just the concept of the ego, right? Each one of you having this individual experience that you're having, but also part of a greater collective experience. And everything is passed between us, like through thought. Consciousness is just like the collection, every single thought, every single possibility, every single idea, occurrence. And when you have an idea, it's really because it already exists, right? And you connected to that idea, and it's now for you. And throughout the world, like throughout Earth, throughout humanity, there are lots of people connecting to that idea, but not lots of people will bring it to fruition. So as an entrepreneur, it's a really powerful thought, right? That you've connected to an idea from consciousness that you can decide to bring to fruition. So you're all already, we are all part of that. Okay. So even if you think of consciousness as having levels, all right, we have the conscious mind, your individual mind and ego. Then we move up into a greater level of consciousness, into the subconscious mind. This is where what's connected to your soul also has the droplets of, let's call it God, creator. And then that being connected to universal consciousness, which is divine source, right? So it's like a continuum, a spectrum, and you're a part of all of that. So the idea behind manifesting is you are consciously connecting all the way up through your subconscious to the universal consciousness by sending a thought and a feeling and a desire that you want to see come to fruition for yourself. So when we met, I think it was in December when we met and we talked a little bit about manifesting. I gave you the statement of I am, and we talked a little bit about that. So I am in capital letters really just means source, or whatever your terminology is, God, universal consciousness. And it really came actually like through the Bible of the story of Moses, when Moses asked God what to call God, and God said, I am. And in religion, there's like this separation, right, from that. But in spirituality, we're all part of the I am. And whenever you say the words I am, whatever you say after that is creating your reality. It's kind of powerful because if you think of the course of your life, how many times you've said, I am, your reality is like the collection of all of your I ams all the time, creating your reality. So once you become more aware of that, you want to just be opening up your awareness to any I am statement you are making, having it be in alignment with really what you truly want, right? Now, it doesn't mean there aren't times when we're truly afraid, we're in a situation we need to say, I am afraid, right? But when you're manifesting, the I am is very, very important. It has to be very clear, and you want it in alignment with what you want. So I am is calling in. Just think of it as like an antenna calling in that divine power, that universal consciousness, which is going to now answer your call of what you say after I am. So really, you want your I ams to the best of your ability to be at like that highest vibration. So we're right now really talking about thought, right? Everything that you think. Because you don't have to say I am out loud. You can be saying it in your mind. And the communication is just through thought, just like with mediumship or psychic work, it's through thought. So thoughts are just as powerful as the spoken word. We only need the spoken word to hear with our ears. Other than that, we don't need it. So there's it's kind of a long story, but my husband travels to India. Like he's gone many, many, many times over the years for work. When he goes, the people that he works with always invite him into their homes, and he's always meeting like grandparents, and he's met so many wonderful people. It's just been a great experience. And one time he came back from India, and he had these tiny little books, and he said, so and so's father gave him this as a gift. And he said, as soon as I looked at it, Kim, I thought, oh, this gift is not for me, it's for you. And it was these little books by a man called Sir Shri, and I'm probably butchering the name, and it had all these beautiful spiritual thoughts and ideas in these books. So one of the quotes I just want to read to you because it's so beautiful. He who has won over his own mind has won the whole world, and he who has lost against his mind has lost everything in the world. So he's talking about what we're talking about today is the power of your mind and the power of thoughts, right? If the thought is in alignment with what you really want, then you're creating the world that you want for yourself, right? And if it's not, then you're creating the reality that you actually don't want. Does that make sense? Yeah. Manifesting also has to take into consideration, that everything is abundant, that there is plenty for everybody. Whatever it is that you're wanting to create for yourself, it's already there and there's plenty for you. So we talked a lot about like money, our money mindset, our money beliefs, right? Sometimes the money beliefs is that there's no money for us, and for you in particular, but everything is abundant. So manifesting is based on that belief of abundance. So it's based on the belief of the power of who you are, the power of your thoughts, that you are part of the creator, and that there's abundance for what it is that you want. These are the important things to be thinking about, okay? So when we're manifesting, and we're going to do this in the way of the power of 8. So we're going to be spending time when we're together manifesting for each one of your desires as a group for one another. This is a really powerful way to manifest, because what do you think can go wrong when you're manifesting for yourself? What do you think can interfere with it?
Doubt.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Doubt for sure. 100%. Anything else?
Anything negative at all related to it.
Right. Underlying beliefs that
Mhm.
contradicting. And remember when we were discovering some of your money beliefs, you weren't even aware that they were there, right? So there's so much going on inside of us that we're not even always aware of. So we're saying we want money, but we've got this belief that's creating the disconnect between what we want and what we believe is possible, right? So with manifesting as a group, if we're all manifesting for Julie, we don't have the same restrictions for Julie and what's possible for her that she may have for herself until she works through all of those things, which is just a continuation throughout life, right? Even though we work hard at it, you can clear those beliefs, but some things might still be there, right? We tend to believe in each other more than we believe in our individual selves, right? We're each other's biggest cheerleaders, and you will be doing that here for one another. So that's why we're going to spend time doing that. Why do you think with intuition development and working on your beliefs, I would include manifesting as a big part of the process? What do you think is the connection there?
I feel like manifesting is from spirit. Like I can't manifest with my mind. I can't manifest with, my doing. Manifestation comes from spirit. Spirit is where our intuition is coming from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very close answer, like perfectly. You got it right there. Yeah. Deb, were you going to say something?
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like the connection is energy. It's the energy of the collective consciousness and your uh, knowing together. Like that energy that you, it's like you're tapped into it.
Hmm.
I can't say it any other
You
way.
can't say it, and you're both
I'm,
saying it perfectly.
I'm
I'm
feeling
going to
it
say
like
it a
that.
little bit clearer. So when you're working intuitively, connecting to your intuition, mediumship, all the things, you're blending with your soul and you're letting your soul lead, right? And you're using your soul mind, not your ego mind. And right within that soul is also the part of you that is the creator of all.
Divinity. I was going to say that came up to me.
Yeah,
Mhm,
you
mhm.
say it because it
Yeah,
came to you,
divinity.
right? So
Yeah.
yeah. So when you're manifesting, you also need to connect to that part of yourself and use that part of yourself to create what you want. So it's furthering that practice to strengthen your intuition.
Manifestation is the evidence of your intuition, is the evidence of your intuition working, basically.
It can be the evidence of it. It's the evidence of your ability to connect to your soul. And
Right.
intuition takes a connection to your soul. Intuitive and mediumship really takes a deeper connection to your soul. Okay. So you're practicing it in a different way with manifesting. And I really believe entrepreneurs have a laundry list of things that they want, right? And you get in your way. Every human being does. So it's just another way, not just your intuition helping your business, but manifesting in a way that you can't get in your way and disrupt it for your business. All right. So what do I mean by all of that? All right. I'm going to use my little dry erase sheets, which I love. First, at the very bottom of the spectrum. So we're creating your reality. The first thing way at the bottom, like at the bottom of the sea, are all your beliefs. So when we're manifesting, this is the process we're really actually going through. Okay. Then the next level up are your thoughts. So you're starting with your beliefs, you're bringing it into your thoughts. Then the next level up are your thoughts under your thoughts. You're probably like, what the heck are you talking about, Kim? You know, when you have a thought, I know I can do this, and there's a sinking feeling inside, I don't think it's possible, right? Have you ever done that, right? Or I
Mhm.
know she's going to be fine, and you have a sinking inside, I don't think she's going to be fine,
I did it
right?
this morning.
Yeah. Yeah. We do it all the time, right?
Mhm.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to do this thing, and you have a sinking feeling inside. I think I'm too afraid. It's going to take too much out of me. Then those lead up to your emotions, like how you're feeling. So everything's driving each other. Your beliefs are driving your thoughts underneath your thoughts, all the way driving up to your emotions. Then the last thing is your actions. Your emotions create the actions that you do, the actions that you take to create your reality. So the hardest piece here is the underlying beliefs. When the beliefs are in alignment with what you want, no problem. Everything kind of goes through clearly. But if there's an underlying belief that is contradicting what you want in your reality,
Mhm.
it starts to influence each thing along the way. It's like a game of telephone. It's just getting dragged through, right? Okay. So that's why when we're working one-on-one together, we're concentrating a lot on your beliefs and all of these things. This is also why mindset is so hard, right? Because mindset concentrates just on the thoughts, not as much on the beliefs and not as much on that thought underneath the thought. You know?
Actually, this speaks to why mindset coaching was not enough. It was like an incomplete
Yeah.
experience for me to tell
Yes.
people I was a mindset coach. And Julie knows because Julie
Yes.
understands mental fitness and she probably
Yes.
studied positive intelligence with
Yes.
Razad Shamin. So she and I know this.
Mhm.
And I felt like when I met you, Kim, you were the dots that would connect to the whole for me.
Hmm.
Because I know about this alignment,
Mhm.
but I didn't know how I could communicate and also tap into this
Yeah.
piece of it.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not just the embodiment, like you have to move your body. It is
Mhm.
so much more than that.
It's
Hmm.
more,
But then
and
how do you do that without scaring people away? You know, like
well,
coaching
you can't
wise.
say to a client when you're meeting with them, we're going to work on all of this.
Right,
Mm-mm.
exactly.
Mm-mm.
No,
No.
right? If I had said to you all, we're going to work on all of this together, you would have been like, see ya. I just
See
want to
ya.
work on my intuition,
Right.
right? But
Right.
like by working on all of this, your intuition is going to explode,
Right. Yeah,
right?
we understand that, but
Yeah,
typical clients don't.
yeah.
Right.
And as
Yeah.
coaches, you guys understand it. Liz
Right.
is not a coach, she's a realtor, right? But like mediumship is just like popping in and out of her life all the time now. Like she's really igniting. So really concentrating on getting her in charge of the mediumship and being able to control it. But again, we have to work on all these things to strengthen the mediumship because your beliefs will drive your experiences that you have with spirit. You will interpret them based on your beliefs, right? Yes. So I believe spirit's all love. So there's nothing you can ever say to me that will convince me that a spirit will do something evil to us. I just don't have that belief.
Hmm.
And it's solid in me. And the longer I am a medium, the actual more solid it becomes. I didn't always have that belief. Mediumship gave it to me. So all these things. So this is why we're going to manifest in the power of 8. And really all that means you can have 8 people. You don't need to have 8 people. It's just that when you manifest for one another, it is more powerful because we don't have to worry about Julie's underlying thoughts behind the thoughts. We don't have to worry about Julie's limiting beliefs. Julie can be having an emotion. We're not having it, right? We're just concentrating on her reality that she wants. And we're giving her that because it's easier for us to believe in that for Julie. And Julie, I'm just using you as a guinea pig right now as an example.
I
It's each one
understand.
of us,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
I do it too. I'm no different.
Yes.
Okay. And when I've held just manifesting circles in the power of 8, the experiences people have been mind-blowing. Everyone manifesting will have the same visual experience. They'll have the same thoughts dropping in. They'll see the same thing for that person.
That's what
And things start happening like the next week. People come in like, oh my God, this happened. So the beauty of that is not just that you learn how to create what you want for yourself. The real beauty in that is that you start to feel all the love and support that you actually have from the universe. If you just learn how to talk to it in a way that works for you. Like, how beautiful is that? Because we're not going to stop people from getting sick, people from passing away, crises from happening. Like we're not going to stop that because that's part of our human experience. But what we can bring to that is this feeling and knowing of all the love and support that you have to get you through these things, that is there, untapped all the time, you know? And for Lindsay, it's been spirit people just all of a sudden talking to her. And that's how it's opening up for her, right? There's different ways that it's going to open up. For Julie, it's been this loving presence of angels and spirit people since she was a little girl, right? So everyone has a different way, like how it's going to all open up for you and come to fruition. It's just really what's important is maybe the reason behind it is for you to connect to all this loving support and understand that you are so much more than you've been taught that you are. All right. So with that, okay, time. What I would like to do is just do a very short one to give you a taste of us doing this together. All right. And then we'll share experiences. And then we got to talk about the retreat. Okay. All right. Deb's taking a call, but she'll be fine. All right. So do we have a volunteer of someone that really has a clear idea of something that they want or something you've already been manifesting for yourself? Who would like to be the person?
I have a really easy one.
Okay.
I think it's really easy.
Mhm.
So I have these 3 Airbnbs. It's a good
Yeah.
segue to the plan. And I have this calendar.
Mhm.
And like there's literally 3 different prices on every single day of the calendar, right? And when I get a booking, it like shows up like a little notification on my phone and it just feels really good. You're like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
$2,300. Yes." You
Yeah.
know? So that feeling of like I've been making a huge calendar, which I'll show you in a second if you want to see it. It's ridiculous. So that I can walk by and look at it and get all the houses and get all in plus the family plans and vacations and whatever all in there. But I want that excited, I just got a booking feeling like to roll in. Like I'm ready for my summer calendar to get all bought
Mhm.
up, you know?
Mhm.
And I'm like that. And so I feel like I feel like, come on, universe, like this is, you got this because you're up there guiding people to like, well, we're supposed to have fun here, right? So like guiding people to my houses to go have fun, to take
Mhm.
care of themselves and have a good time and relax with their families and, you know, hiking, biking and all that good stuff. So that's sort of my I would be really excited to manifest like 10 new bookings in the week from now to that, like, or something like that. That would be like, set me off
Okay.
really good.
And what's really important is actually something that you said, Lindsay, is that when we're manifesting for something that we want, if it can help someone else and not just only you, you've just powered it up tenfold, hundredfold. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
like when you said, give people this joyful, like where they're supposed to be having fun, like give them this vacation, let them have fun. So like that's bringing the manifesting beyond your calendar, right?
Hmm.
Income. It's making it possible for other people to have enjoyment, right? And
Yeah.
and like not for nothing, ladies, but like it's made it possible for us to have the retreat on the beach too, because Lindsay's cut a huge deal for everybody. So it's it's that ripple effect of the manifesting, like be thinking about, okay, I want this. I want this for me. You can be all, of course, thinking about what you want for you, but like, okay, who else will this affect? You know? And how can it keep going, that ripple, and be thinking about those things. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna type in the chat. Um, oops, sorry. I press hit and I didn't mean to do that.
This is my calendar behind me. It's huge. It's like 4 feet long. See it?
Hmm? So you can change this up, Lindsay, like to make it what you want, but I'm just showing you the structure. So like I am a powerful, like state what you are, like a vacation realtor, right? Who's providing vacations and relaxation for others with a completely booked calendar so that, and this is where it affects others, so that people can feel uplifted, they can take care of themselves, you can provide for your family. That's where the so that is. The end of the manifestation is really important, like bringing it toward others. Okay. So all we're going to do now is just sit quietly. I'm going to lead us a little bit like a meditation, and we're all going to manifest this statement for Lindsay that her calendar becomes booked and people begin to enjoy some beautiful vacations. All right. Okay, so just take a nice deep breath in and exhale. And as we exhale, we're beginning to connect all together as our circle. Just placing Lindsay right in the center of the circle. Sending her lots of love and support and a true knowing that her vacation Airbnb business is completely successful and fully booked. To be giving so much joy for people, an escape from their everyday lives, an escape from all the pressure, the stressors, a time to connect with themselves, a time to connect with one another. So Lindsay can care for her family without any fear or worry. Feeling everyone has what they need. And let's just sit in the energy and the belief that all of this is true. In this moment, it is already true. Just allow yourself to visualize this happening, feel it happening, know it's happening for Lindsay. Just have your own internal experience for a few moments today. To live in the reality of her Airbnbs fully booked. Feel all that love swirling around Lindsay in the center of the circle for what she is creating for herself and others. Just take another nice deep breath, everyone together. Just thanking the universe and all of the guides for making all of this Lindsay's reality and the truth. And connecting you to the belief that anything is possible. Whenever you're ready, just returning to the Zoom. That was just a short mini exercise of what we're going to do in a much deeper way now that we can get rolling with it. Anyone want to share anything? Did anyone experience anything? Michelle.
I did. So I actually first pictured the calendar, and I see that you have colors on there, but only the top part. So like I pictured the whole calendar, like all colored.
Nice.
And then I was visualizing all the people and like enjoying, and it's funny because it felt like it was like me when I was a kid. You know, my dad, we would go every summer and we go somewhere and we go bike riding and we go skiing in the spring, or we go like, so there was all of these activities that were going through my head. And then playing on the beach, but I was a kid. I wasn't me now. And so there was all this. And then at one point I pictured, are your Airbnbs close to each other?
No, actually, they're in
Interesting.
3 different locations.
I pictured like multiple families. So is there one that's big enough for like multiple families?
Yes,
Okay.
Vermont. Yeah, I can have 4 couples and 8 kids.
Okay. So that was one of them was like multiple families like going on vacation together. And
Mhm.
that one was interesting. And then so do you and your family ski?
Yeah,
So
that's the ski one. Mhm.
then it like jumped from other people to you and your family. It's you and your partner and your son.
Mhm. And he has 2 kids too. Yep.
Okay. So going skiing, and then all of a sudden it jumped to Italy, and then it like stopped. Like it was like
Ooh,
all of a sudden it just stopped. It was like a light, like everything got light, and I came back here, like I wasn't there anymore. But it was Italy, so
nice. I would love to go to Italy. I think I've been talking about that actually lately. So yeah, tell me more about that later.
that was it. It was like I pictured you all skiing, and then all of a sudden you were in Italy, and then it just stopped. It was like
Hmm.
abrupt. So
Hmm.
Okay, awesome. Anyone else have any experience they want to share? Were you able to like concentrate for Lindsay for the manifesting? Michelle definitely could. Yeah.
I saw her showing the B&B to people, you know, like just showing them around. I mean, I have no idea what it looks like, but I'm just making it up and just having her show it around. Yeah.
Yeah, I kept seeing her like opening the door and just welcoming everybody in. And the one in Vermont, Lindsay, I was also seeing, I know there's no way you drive up to Vermont in between, but like I was showing, like, you know how just like the cleaning people come in, but also just like a clearing of energy of that one in between. Whereas the beach, that you never need to clear the energy because of the air and everything, you know. Yeah, that there's something about the energy there of just like open the windows, let it kind of come through for the next group. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's still recovering from my 20 months of renovating it.
Okay. Okay.
My
And
20
I
months of
kept
renovating.
hearing the notifications. Like Michelle was seeing it happen. I kept just hearing like a ding. Oh,
Ooh,
booking, a ding. Yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
that's
So
awesome.
we'll go into this more. We're gonna where I'm gonna lead you into a deeper meditative state while we're doing this. And what I would like to do, I was gonna switch weeks back and forth, but we may be able to like do like half intuitive development, half and like end with manifesting every time, because I think it would be really nice to just keep going around the circle and doing that. Okay.
Thank you all so much, by the way. I really appreciate it. This is like
Yeah.
really, really, really great, really special. I appreciate you all so much.
Yeah, we're gonna, it's awesome. We're gonna do it for everybody. So I want to just take the last few minutes to talk about the retreat. Um, so Lindsay's going to prepare just the booking link for you to book um, her home on the beach. So
I
that,
haven't quite figured it out yet because that one
yeah,
that I was going to use actually does have fees with it. So I
okay,
might just send like a Zelle or PayPal link.
yeah,
I think I can do that.
okay.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Zelle works. Yeah, yeah. So I might just need emails in order to send those.
So is it okay, because I've been blind copying our emails, is it okay if I share your emails all together? And then you have a way of contacting each other? Okay, so I will do that. And then Lindsay, you can reply all with your links for everybody.
Hmm.
And we are doing it just first come, first serve as far as, there's two private bedrooms and then there's another room which is semi-private, but you have your own beds. Um,
Yep. Two
yeah.
queens downstairs. Yep.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's pretty great. I'm gonna go there tonight, actually.
It's really great. So her spot on the beach is amazing. Like you literally step out onto the ocean. So, and you can, like, she's right at the center of Plum Island. Plum Island doesn't have a downtown, but like there's a couple of restaurants, there's a little ice cream shop, there's a provision store. So you'll be able to walk to any of those places too, like literally walk across the street and you're going to be there. You can see from her house sunrise, but across the street on the other side, you see sunset. I mean, she's literally, you're going to get everything. And then I'm just down the street, which I'll either come pick you up. You can walk down the beach to me. You can walk down the street to me. We're less than a mile apart. So it's going to be simple. Yeah.
Maybe we should go to one of those little stores downtown Newburyport because it's so cute to walk downtown
Oh,
there.
yeah. We are going to go downtown. We're going to have a little adventure downtown. We're going to eat dinner
Mm,
out in Newburyport. one of the nights. So we will definitely be doing that.
Yep.
Along with a couple other fun little special surprises that I am arranging. I will let you know once they are arranged. Yeah, so the other thing is, I want you to think about like if you want to rent a car, if you don't want to rent a car, like once you get to the beach, once you get to Plum Island, you'll be able to walk everywhere. When we go downtown, because we're such a small group, I can drive us. Lindsay has a car. I also can Uber people. So if you're feeling like I don't want to have a car, or if you communicate with each other about your flights, you may all be able to just take a car up together. And I also have someone who I could ask to pick you up. It's a driver that I use, but we would have to, some of you might have to wait for another flight to get in, that type of thing. So once you start looking at possibilities of your flight times, just start communicating. I think Voxer might be easiest for that, but you can use email too. What else did I want to tell you? Lindsay also offered for you to stay extra nights to vacation, so let her know if you're going to be wanting to do that. Okay. Am I forgetting anything, Lindsay, that we talked about in terms of the Airbnb?
You're
Oh,
muted.
you're muted, hon.
If everybody does have a car, we might need to park a fifth car at your
Yeah, I
house or
think
something.
there's no need for everybody to have a car. I feel like we should coordinate the car if you can. She has 4 parking spots. I have like at least 10, so there's not a problem if everybody has a car because you can use my spots too.
And I
Everybody
just want you to know
going?
there's nothing,
Just don't think you're gonna need it, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
you're not going to need anything. You don't need towels or sheets or everything, soap, everything. I have everything. Toothpaste, I have extra toothbrushes, I have everything.
Yeah.
I have a closet full of more everything if we run out.
Okay. And I'm going to supply some breakfast food. You're going to have lunches we're going to have lunches all together and one dinner outing downtown Newburyport, which is an adorable town. It's right on the river. There's docks, there's restaurants, there's shops. There's the most magnificent crystal shop that I'm addicted.
Quintessential New England.
Yeah,
It's
I'm addicted.
quintessential.
If we're
Cobblestone
going by there,
streets.
my husband literally covers my eyes and pushes me forward. He's like, please don't go in, please don't go in. Because he knows he's just lost another half an hour of waiting outside for me. Yeah, so and we're gonna do some fun things too. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's really it. I'm forgetting something, but I don't know what it is, so I will put it in an email. Yeah. Any questions?
I've been to Newburyport before.
Ooh,
I can't wait to tell you guys the story.
okay. Oh my God, this is crazy. All
Oh my
right.
gosh. Yeah, I can't wait to
Okay.
tell you guys the story of why I was there. And I'm going
Okay.
to tell you while I'm there because I want
Okay.
to see your faces when I tell it.
All right. That's great. We're gonna get super magical. We're gonna be very spiritual. We're gonna have an opening ceremony. We're gonna have a closing ceremony.
Wow.
We're gonna use the beach, weather providing, and then my home. So, all right. So I will send out an email tomorrow with the recording. Once Lindsay has the link, she will send that out and start communicating like about your flights. If we can coordinate everyone together, I'd like to make it as easy as possible for all of you to just get to Newburyport from the airport. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, loves. Have a great week. Keep in touch. Practice that exercise we did with your yes and no. Michelle, I will leave you do you want me to leave it on Messenger, like a voicemail of what we did? It's on the recording, but then you can practice it. All right?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. All right, ladies. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone. Have a great week.